So what we have here, this is a 5 years old Sony Nex 6 APS-C camera, which has 1.5 times crop, and then there is a fast prime, which is 24 millimeter 1.8, which is equivalent of 35 millimeter on a full frame, and this is probably narrowest lens I would use for this, and honestly speaking, wider is better, but still, as you will see later, it still works. So let's see how it works. So let me switch camera on. So here is the screen, and you see the mode dial. Mode dial is in M mode, which means manual, and lens is stop in manual mode as well. And I will show you as well why I really love Sony's system for astrophotography. So let's start with basic settings. So I can change, let me show you. So I can change the aperture, which can be faster. I can change the shutter speed, which can be slower or faster as well. I can see the exposure value, and I can change obviously ISO of the camera so that I will see overall settings how it works. And there are a few more features of this camera which really make it good for astrophoto. So let's take a look. So let me show you how I'm focusing. So basically this is a focus ring, and when I'm just turning this, it zooms. You may see this orange triangle, and then I'm focusing. So I'm focusing, and now you see that target appears on the screen, and you may see this yellow highlight of focus area. So I see what is basically in focus, and it helps in the night as well, so I can focus at a distant star by this focus picking feature, which basically highlights me whether I'm in focus or not. And this is it. So we have a camera mounted on the tripod. What is really good is that I can switch different modes, and one of the modes here is that I can see the level where the camera is set horizontally. So you see that I put it horizontally. If I will say move it a little bit, so you see the level shows that it is not horizontal anymore. So now it back to horizontal, and let me play with focus once again to make sure that, hey, yes, we're in focus. And this exposure, so I can change, I can see this focus area, and what is good is that I can see whether my exposure was set right. By simple example, let me show you. So I'm switching to the image which I shot last night. You see, well, it was somehow exposed, but then there is a special mode which shows you those exposure settings, and here you see that there is no highlight area, so it was more or less properly exposed. And here you may see flashing area where I got overexposure, or here I have this flashing area where I have underexposure. So what is good with this camera is that I can see exposure, and I have this focus picking or focus assistance functionality, which helps me. So basic idea is that even with this old camera and with this old system, you can make astrophoto, and it might work well for you. And in the next videos, I will show you how to process your properly exposed images on the computer before posting.